Good afternoon and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to beautiful Rocky Mount and Rocky Mount Sports Complex for today's matchup featuring the St. Augustine University Falcons and your Elizabeth City State University Vikings. As a reminder, the NCAA and the CIAA and Elizabeth City State University promote good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, racial or sexist comments, or other intimidating actions directed at officials, student athletes, coaches, or teams are strictly prohibited. The ECSU Department of Athletics thanks you for your attendance today, and please enjoy the game. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the defensive starters for the St. Augustine Falcons. Starting today at defensive end, number 6, Kayvon Freshwater. Starting at nose tackle, number 40, David Heilig. Starting at defensive tackle, number 43, Jahavion Phillips. Starting at buck, number 0, James Collins. Starting at the sandbacker, number 54, Monte Williams. And starting at the Mike linebacker, number 33, Mr. Lee Sells. Starting at the wheel linebacker, number 7, Mr. Jamison Alston. Starting at cornerback today for the Falcons, number 2, Mr. Tyron George. Starting at free safety, number 24, Mr. DeAndre Tolson. Starting at strong safety today for the Falcons, number 12, Mr. Josiah Benson. And your last starter at cornerback, number 8, Mr. Ty Quirion Hines. Coaching today for the Falcons, at head coach, Mr. Howard Fegans. Assistant coaches, Mr. Jody Owens, Mr. Tony McLean, Mr. Johnny Delhousey, Mr. Donald Manley, Mr. Daniel Ingman, Mr. Jason Campbell, Mr. Philip Cancel, Mr. Melvin Williams, Mr. Chris Matthews, Mr. Archie Hart, Mr. Kevin Maroney, and Mr. Jensen Fagans. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the starting lineup for your offensive Elizabeth City State University Vikings. Starting at quarterback today for the Vikings, number 11 from Hyattsville, Maryland, Chase Williams. Starting at running back today for the Vikings from Newark, New Jersey, number 28, Mr. Zachariah Adams. Starting at tight end today for the Vikings from Cortland, Virginia, number 48, Mr. Dexter Ivy. Starting at wide receiver today for the Vikings from Havelock, North Carolina, number 2, Mr. Quinzel Lockhart. Starting at the other wide receiver from Cocoa, Florida, number 18, Mr. Ian Edwards. Starting at the other wide receiver from Elizabeth City, North Carolina, number 12, Mr. Andre Burnett. Starting at left tackle today for the Vikings from Philadelphia, PA, number 70, Mr. Brandon Snee. Starting at left guard today for the Vikings from Suffolk, Virginia, number 60, Mr. Aston Encheta. Starting at center today for the Vikings from Chesapeake, Virginia, number 66, Isaiah Williams. Starting at the other guard for the Vikings from Rockland, New York, number 74, Mr. Samuel Garcia. And starting at right tackle today for the Vikings from Mobile, Alabama, number 71, Jonathan Buskey. Coaches for the Elizabeth City State Vikings in his second year as head coach, Mr. Marcus Hilliard. Coach Hilliard is assisted by Mr. Matt Finnan, Mr. Bill Hope, Mr. Nick Sanders, Mr. Gunnar Klontz, Mr. David Castillo, Mr. Marcus White, Mr. Tyrone Landon, and Mr. Lorenzo Milteri. And I think it's Milcurry. That's the second time I pronounced his name wrong. We'll get it though.